Hey, Byron.
Hey, Dwayne. How you doing?
For August. I'm going to go ahead and get right on with it. Well, let everybody know that the TBA conference scheduled for November 5th through 7th in Allen, Texas has been canceled. They are talking about possibly having a virtual meeting, but there hasn't any information on that at this point in time. So we don't get to go meet in Allen. The new honeybee license plate is now available. I think as of the 1st of next month, you'll be able to order that. And $22 of the $30 fees go to the Texas Honeybee Education Association, which supports their Queen program is one of the things they do. They also do grants for youth scholarships and several other different things. If anybody happens to know of another location where we can have our meetings that'll take care of about 100 people with parking, please. I don't know if the bank is ever going to open up and let us use the conference room again. We now have a honey recipes section on our website. You can send your honey recipes to either me or Stacy at the webmaster.elmfork@gmail.com. Also, if you have any favorite tips or tools you'd like to tell us about, let me know for future meetings. I mean, I'm coming up with all the tips mainly for every meeting, and I'm starting to run out of good ideas. So let me know if you have a good tip or tool. Same thing's true with speakers and subjects you'd like to hear about. Let us know if you have any ideas for good speakers or particular subjects. Dues are past due, people. Yearly dues were due by July 1st. It's $25 per year. You can mail it or drop it off at the extension office. The address is up here. Or you can pay online using PayPal. There is a $2 fee for using that because PayPal wants their cut. Of course, thank you if you have already paid. But we do need to get our dues in. We have expenses. Okay. Please, people, do not use our Facebook or our membership list or anything to sell anything through the club. Use North Texas Bee Trader Facebook group if you have something to sell. I know that little, t-shirt with the bee logo on it is really, really cute, but it is against our bylaws to post things like that on our Facebook or our website or anything like that. So please use the North Texas Bee Trader if you have something you want to market. You'd have more people seeing it that way anyway. There's probably over 400 people that are on that Bee Trader network. Okay. Our extraction party is this Saturday at the Mountain Springs Community Center. I sent everybody out a map on how to get there. Members and immediate family are welcome. You do not have to bring honey frames to extract. A list of supplies that you'd need if you are extracting was emailed out to members. We're going to do Tex-Mex Build Your Own Tacos that's provided by the association with potlucks for sides and desserts. Please respond to the e-invite or send me an email to let me know if you're coming so I will know how much food to buy tomorrow. Okay, Michael, you're up.
All right. Hello, everybody. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Lining up speakers for the Zoom meetings. Scholarship program is all queued up, and Susan Pritchard is circulating the information amongst various youth programs. And nominations committee. I need volunteers for the nominations committee. Last year we had 3 committee members. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. And that's all I got for right now.
Okay. If you know anybody that between the ages of 11 and 18 that would be interested in our scholarship program, please let us know. The forms and all the information is up on our website. So we'd like to have a couple of kids that we can teach about bees this next year. So the applications have to be in by the end of the year. Okay, I didn't see Luann log on. Luann, are you on?
I just texted her. She's getting on. She may not be here right just yet, but she's coming.
Okay, is Julie logged on?
Julie also said she was imminent. She just walked in the door, so we'll give them a minute.
I'm here.
Oh, there we go.
Can y'all hear me and see me? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Julie.
Hi.
Okay.
So y'all ready?
Yes.
You're up.
Okay. our Simmons Bank checking account has 3,287.44. So 3,287.44. We have 255.17 in our PayPal account, and I'm probably, before the end of the month, I'm probably going to move that, go ahead and move that over to the checking. So that gives us a total of 3,542.61. I uploaded the July financials to our Google Drive if you guys want to take a look at that, and I'll update the August ones after sometime in September, after I get the bank statement and get everything done. And we have only 27 members. So I am coming Saturday. What time is that, Jan? Is it at 3?
It's at 3.
It's at 3. I'm coming Saturday. So I don't know how many people are here. Not very many, but I want everyone to bring their checkbook or bring money, please, if y'all would. So we can, I know it's hard to get your membership renewed when we're not meeting in person. So I'm sure that's part of the issue. And I'll bring the new forms, the new membership forms, and then maybe we can get a few more people renewed. So that's my plans for that.
Yeah,
Hopefully
that's
that
been
will work.
quite a drop. We were over 70 members, and
Yes.
now we're having problems getting people to pay their dues.
Which I knew would happen because it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. And if you don't want to participate with Zoom, then you're really not, using the club. So I don't know. It's hopefully.
But we still have our website that we're supporting, and members have access to that. And of course, we're still having our extraction party. Yeah,
that's true. We still have the mentoring. So if have a mentor, Michael was just talking about the mentoring, and that if you have a mentor or need a mentor, then you should be a member to utilize that part of the club. So yes, very true.
And then we recently added bee angels for people in the club that are facing difficulty and need somebody to come take care of their bees on a short-term basis. So we've added new benefits. I really hate not being able to see people face to face, but it is what it is, and we're still doing all the other activities that the club does.
Absolutely, we are. So if you guys are out there and y'all come Saturday to the extraction party, I would love it if you would consider renewing your membership.
Either that, or you can always use PayPal, and the link's up on our website, or you can use an old-fashioned stamp or just drop it off at the extension office during business hours.
All of that works.
Okay. If Luann ever logged on, I did not get minutes from the last meeting from her. So we will have to wait until, I guess, next month in order to approve any minutes. Okay. All right. Is Susan on?
Yes, Susan was on.
Okay. Susan, do you have anything for us? Well, okay. Well, let's go ahead and go to Byron then.
Okay. Looks like Luann is trying to get on now. Susan, even though I know she's on, I had her a while ago, she's done a great job with communicating. We got interest from both the Collinsville and the Munster school district ag teachers about having our education program come into their ag programs and at least do an initial presentation on beekeeping. So I'm going to get the teacher that Susan's kind of got lined up for me and see where we can take that. that might be a great opportunity for us to solicit some scholarship applicants for beekeeping. That'd be a good thing. Secondly, I sent out an email to the folks that had showed an interest in participating in a Texas Master Beekeeper education program, at least a study group to get you prepared if you want to take the test. I think it was Jan, the Branhams, Dan Fisher, and Greg Bruchette. If anybody is on the call that I didn't name that wants to get on it, send me an email and or call me or a text message or something, and I'll get you added to it, and I'll send you out the information I sent to those folks earlier this week.
Yeah,
Hit me
the
up.
first meeting is next Wednesday.
We're going to schedule it. I'm going to schedule it every other Wednesday, so it'll be maybe two or plus meetings a month. Not on the weeks we're doing the EFBA sessions. Each session probably won't last that long. So if you end up missing a session, you won't miss much. We'll be able to catch you up easily the next time. And I'll have some materials I'll send out to you, and we'll get online with the Zoom session, and I'll walk you through EFBA, not the EFBA, the Texas Master Beekeeper website and its resources. And then we'll actually do some, I've got some practice tests that I can send out to you once we've gone through most of the materials that they cover. It's not a hard program. Trust me, I passed it first time. So it's not very difficult. Since they're not meeting, the Texas Beekeeper Association annual convention is not being held in November. That's usually when they offer the exam. I don't know if they're going to make arrangements to do that absent the convention or not. But if they don't, then they will offer it again in the spring, and we'll have to see how that comes out. So even if it's in November, if they offer it then, you should have plenty of time to study and be prepared for that, especially if you've been doing beekeeping for any length of time at all, or if you've been through our courses. Our courses have given you everything you need to pass the first exam. So we'll do a refresher on the materials for that, and then you can plan out your session for when you want to take the exam, if you want to take it. And like I said, if you want to get in on it and I didn't send you an email this week, hit me up and I'll get you included in the group.
Yeah, it's not a requirement that you take the test. It's just an additional education opportunity. If you want to take the test, that's fine. If you don't want to take the test, that's fine too. You know,
Yep.
You can sit in and talk bees and learn a little bit of something. Now,
Hey, Jan, it's Susan. I figured out how to unmute myself.
There we go.
Okay.
As Byron said, we are starting to get interest from the schools. The one good thing that is coming out of all this new reality is the teachers are pretty desperate for things. So again, just reaching out to members. If you've got children, again, especially the 11 to 18 that are involved in FFA, 4-H, any of that stuff, you know, talk to the people, the sponsors that are leading this groups, and also let them know that we offer this. One of the things I'm really excited about is I think we're going to hopefully see an increase in the applications for the scholarship, that these are the people we need to get the kids interested to get this going. I did forward it to Byron, and I told Byron we're going to try to have a chat. One of the guys wanted to make it a class project. So I think we're going to start making some headways there. So
Yep.
Let us know if you've got school-age children that want to get involved in this, and we'll get their teachers and work with them.
Yeah. Byron and I both stuck our hands up and said that we'd be willing to go in and do programs for schools, and I think that's kind of helping maybe get an
Yes.
interest. in having us come in and just do a little bit of a, you know, overview
Absolutely.
of what it means to be a beekeeper.
Yep.
If there's
Yes,
other
and they,
people that are interested in doing that,
yeah, and they're
let us
interested
know.
in the Zoom, being able to do the Zoom meetings, because so many of them are doing, you know, they need something to fill those gaps. And so, like I said, I was going to try to get with Byron and you too, probably, to, you know, figure out how we want to kind of set this up for them, since we're getting some interest, to make sure I'm telling them the right thing and that they're going to get the right thing. So, but I think we're going to have a lot more interest this year.
Good.
And we do have a lot of PowerPoints that are put together that we might have to trim them down for, you know, a class period, but we do have a lot of the, PowerPoints, and we even have some display stuff that, you know, if somebody's interested in going out and doing a program for, you know, not only kids, but any group, we have some resources to help you out with that. Okay.
Excellent. That's all I got.
All right. Stacy, you have anything?
Not a whole lot today. I would love to get some more recipes in for the website. So if you have any great honey recipes you'd like to share, please make sure either email those to myself or to Jan. Our email addresses are on the website. What else? I'm going to work on streamlining our membership, or to join up a little bit. So that'll be changing on the website here in the next few days as well. So please let me know if there's anything else I need or that you'd like to see on there. And Jan, just so you know, I got a couple more Evite responses today, so I'll update that Google Sheet that I have on our Google Drive for you after the meeting tonight.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, because I definitely need to know how many people to buy food for. There's a lot of difference between having 20 people and having 40 or 50.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Yeah, no. I've been updating it every night if I get anything in. So I'll get that taken care of for you.
Okay. And we have been adding content a little at a time. As I have time to work on, you know, doing rehashing tips and tools, we've been putting those up in the member side under, I think it's education. But there is already a lot of information up there. All the video, I mean, not videos, all the PowerPoints from our classes are up there. If you want to renew, you know, kind of go review the information, it's up there and available. So stop by and take a look at our website. It's really wonderful. Okay, Tim, you have anything?
I'm going to be speaking on Tim's behalf this evening. And so he just brought up the fact that you mentioned already the Bee Angels, that if anybody has a short-term need for assistance to contact him. And he'll get somebody set up to come out and help. And remember, that's kind of a short-term thing. If you're interested in a mentor, if you're a member and don't have a mentor yet and would like one, Tim is also in charge of getting you set up with a mentor. So just those two things to make sure people are aware that we're offering those to our members.
Okay. I don't think Melanie or is Dana on?
No, I don't think the Mosses are on. Neither are the Clintons, but Julie's on. Luann's on.
Okay, Luann, can you give us an update on the minutes?
Are you there?
There you go.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Did I get I have been moving. Did I get the minutes out last month? Did anybody see them?
I didn't see the minutes from our July meeting.
Okay, then I don't think I've distributed them or done them yet. So I need to do that. I'll try to get that done next week and get those out. So we're going to have a delay in approving minutes.
So we'll need to get, July's and tonight's minutes and then approve them next month.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, I don't know whether or not everybody, heard, but Gary passed away. So Melanie's kind of been out of pocket for a while, but Dana has stepped up to volunteer to help with hospitality for our extraction party. And hopefully by the time we get to be able to have face-to-face meetings again, Melanie or somebody will be able to step up and take care of hospitality. But right now, Dana's kind of taking the tub, and she's going to be helping with the extraction party. Melanie's kind of going through a tough time right now. Gary passed away the end of last month due to complications with the cancer treatment that he was taking. So if you get a chance to see Melanie or talk to her, give her our condolences.
Hey, Jan, I will get a sympathy card and mail it to them and just put the club's name on it.
Okay,
So
that'd
we
be
have
wonderful.
something sent to her, okay?
And if you could get it, oh wait, you're not going to be at the extraction party, are you?
No, no, I'm not.
Well, let's see.
But I'll send her a card from the club. Bless her
Oh.
heart.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Let me go. All right. Why is this not moving to the next? There we go. All right. Oop. Oh, well, now it wants to go all at once. All right. I'm going to talk about a few of our blooming nectar plants that we've seen here recently. Trumpet vine, that's been blooming. The bees like that. If you plant trumpet vine, make sure you have a very strong arbor for it to grow on. It is a very heavy plant, but it's very beautiful. The hummingbirds love it too. So the bees like it. Believe it or not, they can get down in that big tubular flower and get to the nectar. One we've just seen here recently that the bees are on is the yellow Neptuna, also known as yellow puff or yellow sensitive plant. They call it that because the leaves are sensitive to the touch. If you reach down and touch the leaves, they fold up. Forage value is really good for livestock and deer. The seeds remain intact for several months and are eaten by dove, quail, and turkey. So it's a good plant. Now, this is not the one that has the prickles on it. There's another sensitive plant that they call a sensitive briar that has pink blooms on it, but it has prickles all up and down it. I have not seen bees on that one, but if they're on this plant, they probably go on to the sensitive briar too. Okay, silverleaf nightshade. There's several different nightshade plants in the nightshade family that look very similar. The silverleaf has a narrow leaves on it. The horse nettle, it has a very similar flower, but its leaves are more kind of oak leaf shape to them. This plant is poisonous to livestock, but deer will eat the tips and stuff, and they'll also eat the berries, and quail eat the seeds. So, and it's weird because this plant is prized as a wildflower in Europe, and here it's looked at as being a weed. But it is a member of the nightshade family, and it'll have the seeds on it kind of look like little green tomatoes. Those tomatoes you don't want to eat. Okay, cotton. Uh, Cotton has been a really good nectar plant, but it has been hybridized so much that a lot of times the field cotton doesn't give the bees very much. But you can grow small patches of organic cotton for your bees, and they come in a lot of different colors. So you can order them online. It's a plant that you want to plant it in the spring when the soil temperature is warm enough. Um, if you go to this website here, wikihow.com /plant cotton seeds, it has a really good description and very detailed of how to plant cotton. And I've looked up online, and you can buy small packets of different colored cotton that's organic, that would provide more nectar than the field cotton does. And as long as you don't plant acres and acres of it, you don't have to worry about having permissions due to boll weevils. As long as it's under a half an acre, you don't have to worry about getting permissions. Snow on the prairie. We're seeing snow on the prairie has started blooming. Down across from where Johnson Branch State Park is, there's a whole field that's just covered with snow on the prairie. Now, you don't want to eat the honey that comes from this because it tastes terrible, but the bees don't care, so they can collect this, and it can help sustain them during the winter time. Of course, the seeds, the plant's poisonous to livestock, but the seeds are eaten by dove and songbirds. Bitterweed, another fall plant that makes the honey taste bad. It makes it taste really bitter. One of the reasons why we don't encourage people to take honey in the fall. And you want to get your honey supers off before this stuff gets really going, and then leave anything that the bees collect once this starts blooming for them for the winter. So it's also known as sneeze weed, but it even, if dairy cows eat it, it makes the milk bitter too. So dairymen don't like this plant. But there's some overgrazed areas that's just covered with it. So even though it's not good for livestock, because it also is toxic to horses, and cattle usually just don't eat it, but horses sometimes will, and it can make them very sick. Okay, Greg's Mistflower. I really like this plant. It's native to the Trans-Pecos area, and it blooms in the fall, just about the time all those monarch butterflies come through. So you'll see monarchs going to it, and queen butterflies, but the bees like it too. And it's a good tough wildflower that you can put out. And you can usually buy it at some of the nurseries, and it spreads really well. So it's a really good plant to have out. I've got some in the yard that has not been watered for years, and it still does okay. It'd bloom more if I'd water it, but. Believe it or not, some of the warm season grasses are used by the bees. They will collect pollen from the warm season grasses. So don't discount and mow down on your grass, because it can provide pollen for the bees. Okay, August monthly tips. Check for swarm cells. We can still have fall swarms. Of course, check your honey, pollen, and brood pattern on frames. Some of my colonies have been short on pollen. I've already put back my my dry pollen feeders because they just haven't had a whole lot out there for them. Over the next 2 months, make sure your bees build up to have a total of about 5 to 6 deep frames of honey stored for the winter. If they aren't building up, then start feeding. If it's a very, very strong hive, it can be split in late August. Sometimes splitting them in August, gives you some really good, strong hives starting out in the spring. It's still hot. Keep your girls cool. Provide close, clean water. Provide ventilation. And as soon as you pull any honey supers off, treat for varroa. Test and treat. Do not hesitate to call your mentor, another club member, if you have a question or an issue that you want to discuss. Seen this little monster running around, pretty prolific this year. Watch out for these robber flies. Once they get a taste for honeybees, they will hang out in your bee yard and just pick them off all day long. A couple of years ago, they were really bad, and I had some cucumber plants that were not producing any cucumbers, and I couldn't figure out why. And then one day I went out there and was watching, and there was a robber fly sitting there, and every time a honeybee came over to try and pollinate the flowers, it would pick them off. I spent a lot of time that year with a fly swatter out in the bee yard killing robber flies. So keep an eye out for them, just in case they're doing some heavy damage to your bees. Okay, varroa. You guys should know what varroa is. We've talked about it several times, but how do you test for varroa and what do you do? Varroa is usually not seen in a visual inspection. If you see them easily, it's probably too late to save your hive because they have been overwhelmed. This is what they look like on the underside. They punch a hole in the bees and suck out the bees' fat bodies, which weakens the bees, and then they transfer viruses into the bees like mosquitoes transfer disease. It's the viruses that build up and basically take the hive out. What they like to feed on is the main storage protein, and they really like the winter bees because they have more of it. Also, the nurse bees have more. The vitellogenin, I believe is how it's pronounced. So this is what they're feeding on. They're not feeding on bee blood, they're feeding on the fat bodies. One of the reasons why you can't see varroa is because they're usually hidden either in the capped cells or they're on the bottom side of the bees. See, on this picture, you really can't see them. And this is what they look like up close. So they go up underneath the scales here, the wax scales area, and you don't see them. Here's why it's such a concern at this point in time. Here's your worker bee population. As it gets hot in July and August, your queens will reduce their laying and the population of worker bees will start dropping. But at the same time, the varroa mites increase. And when they get into this point, shortly after that is when you have hive failure. So take your honey off during this period, and then you test and treat in August. And, you know, if you can't do it sooner, September, but August is the best time. For more detailed information, refer to the honeybeehealthcoalition.org website. They have a wealth of information up there and a lot of different choices for different treatments, and even have little videos to show you how to do those treatments. Okay. Members are always welcome at our board meetings. Our next board meeting is September 3rd at 6:30. Check the website calendar for the link to the Zoom meeting. Our next meeting will be September 17th, 6:30 p.m. Check our website. There's in the contacts is the Zoom link so you can get on.